Well, today's not a great day, and let me tell you why. I found some disease in my lawn. Let me show you. To me, the worst part about this whole thing is that I think I actually found this, or I don't want to say identified because I didn't really know what it was. I started observing, I guess is the best way, this behavior in the lawn probably a month ago, and I believe I falsely identified what I was looking at. And honestly, that's one of the biggest things when it comes to lawn care, is being able to properly identify things. You guys know that on my channel, I'm really big on applying things to your lawn that actually make a difference and not just following a preset program. I don't want to have to put anything on my lawn that I don't need to put on my lawn. And the stuff that I do put on there, I want to make sure is going to make a difference and is going to be positive. So I didn't resort to using some kind of disease preventative or curative right away because I misidentified what I was looking at. I didn't want to just rush to the store, buy a product and throw it on the lawn. That's not how I operate. I would way rather operate in a more tactical manner. So that being said, let me show you some pictures of what I saw early on. And some of you will probably look at this and go, man, I know exactly what that means. But let me tell you what I thought it meant. So I am not a disease expert. I'm not even a lawn expert. I don't profess to be, but I just wanted to make this channel to help you guys make lawn care approachable. So I'm here to help you and learn from you also along the way. So I believed that what I was looking at was poor watering habits. And I thought that maybe with the rainy season that we had with the spring and my watering habits where I was watering 3 times a week, that I was basically getting my lawn rain drunk or water drunk. And that the discoloration in the leaves that I was seeing was actually because it was so moist that the soil couldn't dry out. So I did go ahead and change my watering habits. I adjusted my watering habits. I made sure that I did a tuna can challenge to know that I was putting down sufficient water. And I switched my program up so that I was watering longer per cycle, but only 2 times per week instead of 3 times. And I wanted to see if that would help. And so far, I don't think it's fixed everything. So when I go on the lawn today, I'll show you guys a couple spots here, but you'll notice that the tissue of the leaf is yellow, which is what I immediately attributed to poor watering habits instead of disease. But now I'll show you some pictures along with the video here. There's spots on the leaves, almost like a mold, on there. So I went ahead and tried to get some confirmation of my thoughts by making a post on the lawnforum.com and asking people what they thought, and they came to the same conclusions as me. It looks like leaf spot. So this is actually the spoon juice section of the lawn, Project Spoon Juice. And so you can see like right about here, you've got some leaves that are discolored. So this is what I was seeing in the beginning, was this discoloration of the leaves. See if we can get the camera to focus there. That's what I was seeing right away. And so we had some really awkward times where we had some frost, and we had some really awkward times where temperatures went up and down in my watering. So I put that all together and said, you know what, I probably got a little bit of stress on the lawn, really just from my poor watering habits and the weather. But now that I look around more, I mean, I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but it's kind of everywhere. There's a little bit of stuff everywhere. So the reason why I actually discovered this was these weeds. So I started taking pictures of these weeds to try to identify them because they're grassy type weeds and they can be difficult to identify. So I took some pictures of them and used picture this and stuff like that. And when I actually dug down into the weeds, when I actually got into the weeds of stuff, that's when I noticed this tissue damage on the other healthy grass. So you can kind of see it here. You'll notice that like this leaf blade, it's not only yellow, but you can probably see there's like these gray spots on there. And I'm not just finding this on just the weeds, I'm finding it on the rest of the healthy blades of grass too. So this is the other section of the lawn where I'm also seeing this. This is what I kind of dubbed my main stage. I just cut this and put flagship on here, which after reading about leaf spot, I think is actually the wrong thing to do. But nonetheless, it's what I've done. So on the surface, most of this looks green, but I have seen my lawn be much darker green than this, and it just looks pale. It really just looks pale. So I started digging into the grass blades here to see what I could find. And I'm finding not a ton of thatch. Like, I don't have an excess thatch built up or anything. There's some dead grass down here. And this was an existing lawn too. I mean, there's fine fescues in here, which I believe are just like terrible for disease resistance. And those are the things that were yellowing first, but let me see if I can find damaged leaf. So here's another one, damaged. So I have this all over the place. I can go pretty much anywhere and find disease in the lawn. Here's another spot, yellow clumps, leaves with disease. So I believe that I'm in basically the beginning stages of having disease in the lawn, and I believe it's leaf spot. We need to do something about this before it becomes too much of a nuisance, and before you know it, the whole lawn is infected, dying, and the tissue is just not surviving. So let's go take a look at what we can do. So what I decided to purchase was all famous Scott's Disease X. So this is a lawn fungicide, and it's a granular product. It's not liquid, and it's has an active ingredient, azoxystrobin. So the name, not necessarily important, but of course, what is important with these products is knowing if when you apply this, you'll get the results that you want. Again, I'm not a fan of putting something on your lawn that's not gonna work. Don't waste your money, don't waste your time, right? So that's why I hesitated with trying to fix this, because I didn't know what I was dealing with. A lot of these fungicides, they're not really cure-alls necessarily. You can't necessarily go out and buy a product that's gonna fix all your problems overnight. I wanted to be sure that what I was looking at was a disease that this would handle. And leaf spot, which I believe this to be, is one of those diseases. So I'll go ahead and throw up the label over here so you can kind of see as I read along. But brown patch, stem and stripe rust, red thread, powdery mildew, blah 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 blah, leaf spot, pink patch, blah 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 blah, gray leaf spot, melting out, which is actually what I understand to be like the end result of once you get leaf spot, it kills your grass so bad that it's just like everything melts. So this product, assuming that what I've looked at is correct, and let me know down in the comments if you think that is a correct assumption that this is leaf spot, or if you think I'm totally wrong, let me know. This product should help that disease to go away. So again, looking at the label, just like with the rest of the products that we apply on lawn care, you need to look at the label. So you'll notice that on the back of this product, it gives you some spreader settings like most granulars do, but there's two different rates it talks about, a preventative rate and a curative rate. Now last year, I actually dealt with disease in my lawn, and so I should have, stupid me, I should have put this down earlier in the springtime as a preventative treatment to try to make sure that that didn't come back. But I honestly was anticipating the disease to be more towards the end of, I was anticipating the disease to come about more at the end of May and not necessarily where we're at right now, which is like the middle of May. And like I said, I saw evidence of this earlier and it was still pretty cool. So I was like, it's not very warm out. I have been keeping the grass wet, but the weather conditions didn't really seem to be conducive with disease. Oh, there's two rates on here. There's a preventative rate, which is for putting down before you see signs of this to prevent this. And then there's a curative rate. And I definitely believe, while I might be in the earlier stages of it, I have this disease in my lawn. So I will be going by the curative rate. The curative rate for this product is 4 pounds per 1,000 square feet. My main stage area and the spoon juice section are both affected by this. So that total square footage is right below 5,000 square feet. So at 4 pounds per 1,000 square feet, if I have 5 of those, I need 20 pounds of product. So that's why I picked up 2 bags, because each of these bags is 10 pounds. So if I was going to do proper application, both of these bags should go in my hopper, and I should be able to spread them out evenly across both of those sections of my lawn. Yeah, some history here. Up here in this section of the label is where it talks about the different kinds of fungicides. Up here talks about preparing, knowing the size. Like I said, this is where they talk about what type of spreader you have. If you have their whiz, drop, or broadcast spreader. I have a broadcast spreader, so this column is for me. And I'm going at the curative rate, and so my setting on my spreader is going to have to be 3 3/4. So that's good to know. Second, they give you some instructions on how to apply it here. And again, I have a broadcast rotary spreader, so they advise, just like we do with other granular products, to do a trim pass and then to go north and south on your lawn and east and west to cover it. So people and pets may enter the treated area after application. Do not apply more than 37 pounds per 1,000 square feet in a single year. So we're well south of that right now, so that should be fine. If you want some advice on how to apply this product specifically, you can put something in the comments. Let me know in the comments. But if you need just general advice about granulars, check out my videos on flagship fertilizer. So just so you know, I picked this up from my local Ace Hardware, and they price matched it with Home Depot at like $19.50 per bag. So spreader setting of 3 3/4 for the curative rate, and this should all be gone by the time I do both sections, which is a total of 5,000 square feet. And for those of you who may have noticed, I have not cleaned up the flagship yet, but that was just yesterday. There's another good example. And this is turf grass. I mean, this isn't like a weed. This is turf grass. So here's where we're at. Probably used about half of that bag. Half of that. Anyways, not the bag, but you know what I'm saying. Half of what I put in there. So I have plenty of left over. So I'm going to go ahead and walk the opposite direction. Yeah, I got the right setting on there. I'm surprised. But anyways, all right, let's go walk the other sections in the opposite direction. For this second pass, I'm not going to do a trim pass again. I'm just going to basically not use the edge guard and throw to the edge. So after completing the obligatory spreader dance, I guess the math on the bag is for one bag, and I did two, so I had to do double the passes. That's what I'm guessing. Well, there we go. So we got Scott's Disease X down. I'm sure I'll be posting updates on how everything is doing. I guess I should consider myself fortunate because right now I don't really have like patches and patches and patches of disease in the lawn. As with any granular product, you want to make sure that you do blow the excess onto your lawn because you paid for it, you don't want it in the water system, and it belongs on your lawn. So I'm going to go ahead, blow this into the lawn, and then we're done. I guess my gimbal died. If you have any questions about how to apply this, if you should apply this, when to apply this, drop something in the comments below and let me know. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, and as always, thank you to those who have subscribed. And if you would like to subscribe to see more of my content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you next time. Yard Mastery 45 Fert. Nice. You even got your own boxes now. 45-pound boxes. Another orange bag. Just what I wanted. But literally, just what I wanted. Review on Stress Blend coming up soon.